Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. I'm going to try to get Sagittarius and Aries in one video. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off, but we'll see how it goes. Carried away with Leo's reading. You can't help it. The cards say what they say. All right. What does the universe have for Saggy during this full blood moon eclipse in Taurus? What does the universe want Sagittarius to know? Ooh. What popped out for you? Maybe a cycle? Ooh, karmic cycles is a huge theme for this one. Karmic cycles being closed and completed. So you're going to be free to be the Saggy you need to be. Okay. Hangman. Pisces energy. Going out of space. Going to dreamland. Heck yeah, getting that different perspective. Five of Wands. Nothing's going to stop you here. Nothing's going to stop you. That's what I'm getting from this. There's going to be no roadblocks on that aspect of things. And you're walking away from this, the emotional cup of BS. You sets it on fire and then you walks away. But trials, tribulations, triumphs come with a little bit of imbalance, right? Maybe you need to give more or take more, whichever it refers to for you. Maybe you're overgiving when you should be relegating your pentacles, whatever it is you value. And it doesn't have to be, again, coins in the bank or, physical possessions. It can be your time, attention, and energy. Maybe that's out of balance right now. Your energy is off kilter, right? Because that's one of the best resources we have as human beings is our own time, attention, energy, focus, whatever it is, right? And then you got the Knight of Swords coming in here with clarity. So whatever that is for you, cutting whatever it is out. I'm getting cut out from the Six of Pentacles. Something needs to be walked away from, cut loose, so mental clarity can come in. Well, alrighty, Sagittarius. What else we got? Do we need a different deck? Different deck. Alright. So let's clarify the Five of Wands in reverse. Let's clarify that quick. I had a little extra time because I got Leo taken care of, so I don't want a video. The Traveler, Adventure, the Fool. Now, I don't think this is a Sagittarius card, but this is Adventure and Travel. That's Sagittarius. So again, no longer blocked from movement. No longer blocked from exploring whatever it is you need to explore, whether that be internally, externally. With eclipses, it's usually going in, right? Because you're not seeing something. Adventure and potential. There's always potential in the big black abyss, darling. Always potential. And you get to decide what that potential is. If you believe it's so, it will be true for you. Not everybody else, just for you. If you believe it to be true, you will uphold that belief with your life force, with your energy. So we need to be careful, right? Where we're putting our beliefs and values. That's another thing coming up with this. Because it's trying to Saturn in its home base of Aquarius. So values. What are you holding up with your vital life source energy, with your spirit? What are you holding up? What thoughts, feelings, opinions, beliefs are you holding up with your spirit? Figure it out, Sag. You're free to roam. Heap hope. Okay. What else we got? 9 of Feathers, which is the 9 of Swords. Now, everybody's getting this card lately. Everybody freaks out. Sleepless nights, yada, yada, yada. So, dream time is download time, right? Or upload, whichever you choose. So, when we fall asleep, we leave our bodies on a spiritual level. Right here, this goes wherever the heck it needs to go, wherever it wants to go, what have you. So understanding that when you are in dream time, when you're in sleep space, you're downloading information. So if you're waking up at a specific hour, you need to look that up because it means something specific. It means something in the physical, and it means something in the spiritual, it means something in the emotional, and it means something in the mental. So if you're waking up at a specific hour or multiple different hours, it's just because you're getting downloads and you're on the way to enlightenment. So the 10 of Swords is enlightenment, right? Because you have taken in all you can possibly carry and handle, and it's come to a why am I trying to say that word? A culmination of all these different lessons learned, albeit painful at times. It doesn't always have to be. Mental energy can be torturous if we let it. If we let it, instead of opening ourselves up and saying, okay, what do you got for me today? What are you trying to instruct me? What are you trying to teach me here? So this, on the bottom of the card, it says perspective and self-empowered. Okay? I don't know why I just did that. It's backwards on the freaking screen. Sorry. Okay. And then you've got the 8 of Feathers in reverse. Courage and solutions. So, just a little mousy boo. You scared, Saggy? Sag. You're a freaking centaur with a blazing arrow. Psh, what is this? What you doing? Love. You are half human, half horse with a blazing arrow. I can't judge. I've been there too. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. I'm not sinking into my chair. Trying to avoid everything that is staring me in the face, that's making me uncomfortable, giving me the freedom to run. Let those horses run, Saggy. Let them run. Keith Urban, he did that's a good song. Let your horses run to the limit. Come on, Saggy. Maybe you need to see it from this perspective of the freedom, right? Of the Fool. Like, that door is swinging wide open. All you gotta do is just walk right through. This is also telling me that, like, you're getting protected from the universe. Look at that porcupine. You don't touch a porcupine. You're gonna get a big owie if you touch a porcupine. You know what? If you look at a porcupine the sideways, you are still, because they can shoot those things out their bum. Not like, whatever. They'll like fling them at you. They'll fling their tail and push out the pins. So you're being protected here. So you don't need to be in this energy. Perspective and self-empowerment. That is protection, isn't it? When you're self-empowered. Okay, not that deck. Oh, we gotta pull. Okay, so I'm using the blind spot oracle cards. So digging deep into that shadow work. It's okay, Saggy. I'm here for you. And you are already there for yourself. Self-empowerment. Because you have perspective. Somebody looks at you sideways, they're going to get a, whatchamacallit, a pin? Call them a pin? Little pine. Little pine. Okay, so in the state of fear, this is what I'm getting right now. The universe is like, we're not going to give you a card until you address that giant elephant in the room. When you have this going on and you're in fear, your tendency to use those little pokey things are going to be, that's going to be through the roof. That's going to be your temptation. Maybe that's going to be, maybe that's going to be your downfall through the eclipse. It's the temptation or the invitation to use those pokey things because you're in fear. So a lot of times when most of us are faced with a new opportunity, we have a tendency to start to panic about what that new opportunity, because it's a leap, right? It's a leap of faith. Now, people think that faith doesn't mean doubt. It means, I just read this in a freaking card. Okay. Read this for Leo in the last one. So, it's not a lack of doubt. Faith is not a lack of doubt. Faith is not knowing either. Faith is understanding that things might not be what you think they should be or turn out the way you want them to be, but they're still working in your favor, in the highest good. The universe is working in your highest good. So the things that bring us pain, the things that make us grow, are usually the same blasted thing. And if we could just get on the train to understanding how the universe actually works, we could avoid a lot of pain and suffering by letting go of what no longer serves us. Like fear and doubt and pokey things in our butt. Okay, so you guys, it fell out while I was talking, so I was like, I'll just pull it. Look, you got number 9. Coping. Ooh, that's a big theme for this year. Everybody's coping mechanisms are going to poo-poo. Coping mechanisms. Not working so hard out there in the big bad world with the cigarettes and the liqueur and the whatchamacallits and then all the other things. The gambling, the freaking Pornhub, whatever. Whatever your niche is. So coping. Ready? Buckle up, Buttercup. Here we go. If you have drawn this sigil, you are currently coping. You are coping in a situation where you need to do something other than to cope. To cope is to make a specific altercation mentally, emotionally, or physically so you can manage or adapt to something that is causing you stress. Okay, I'm trying to... So if you look at this, it will heal. I keep forgetting to tell people that. If you just look at it, it actually will help your mental state and help you get this down. So if you freeze the video on this, I hope it's still blasted long enough. You can write this down on a piece of paper and put it wherever you need to. You could even burn it if you wanted to. Whatever you need to do. Saggy, do what you gotta do. Okay, so, what the heck was it? A coping mechanism is a specific procedure, process, or technique which manages or allows you to adapt to stress. Some examples of coping mechanisms are addictive behaviors like cutting, binge eating, smoking, gambling, denial, humor, attacking, where did it go? Regressing, overcompensation, humiliating, humility, self-blaming, avoidance, disassociation, positive focus, escaping into movies, books, or imagination, intellectualization, distancing, disconnection, falling asleep, passive aggression, projection, repression, and substitution. Holy bejesus Mary, Mother of Christ, Sarah. Okay. So, stress is serious business. A human being cannot thrive in an atmosphere of stress. When a human being goes into a state of distress, well being immediately declines, and so it is only natural that we would want to make a change to the situation as quickly as possible. But, okay, there we go. But often the situation that is causing us distress cannot be eradicated. It is out of our control to eradicate the stressor. So we are forced to manage with it and adapt to it. This is especially true in childhood. When we did not call the shots about our own life, the people around us did. Many of these coping mechanisms allow us to survive distressing circumstances in our lives so we can keep on living and expanding despite the stress. They benefit us in some way when they are invented, but over time we can see that the very coping mechanisms that benefited us, in fact, the very things that are hurting us and the people around us. What once allowed us for expansion is now making our expansion impossible. When we grow up and find ourselves in situations that are absolutely changeable, where do we have the power to diminish or eradicate the stressors? We do not realize it. In accordance with the illusion of powerlessness we perceive in ourselves, we simply indulge immediately in coping mechanisms instead of actually making positive changes to our life. If you have drawn this sigil, it is time to come see that you are not actually making an improvement to your life relative to this situation. You need to make a change that actually changes the situation instead of continuing to cope with it. Because in this situation, as difficult as it may seem or be, you actually do have the power to make a change to the entire situation, provided that you will first choose with your free will to stop coping with it. Okay, again, hello. There's your screenshot. I cannot wait for my furniture to get here so I can have kind of like an office environment instead of this wackadoodle setup I have going. I'm sorry, Saji. Okay, we gotta get into Aries. Alright, what are we using for Aries? Okay. Terror of the Abyss. Dig deep into that subconscious. What does Aries need to know about this blood moon eclipse in Taurus? What does Aries need to know? Is there anything being hidden from Aries that Aries needs to know? Is there a situation in their life that needs to be brought to their ass? I'm going to keep going before I look at the cards because there's a whole story. That's funny because when I started doing this, I would do card by card by card, and now they're like, "Would you just wait a second?" I think Rich Lot prefers that to putting your foot in your mouth. Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Take out. Okay. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so this was the first one. Ooh. Right there with you, Aries. Freaking Mars energy. Mars is in retrograde right now. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here, man. It's too hot in here. Let me go out in the cold. I'll just bring my... Oh, she's got a snake. Same thing. Lantern. Whatever. Snake, lantern. Tain't no different, darling. I'll explain later. I'm trying to do an art project that's gonna... I'll just throw it up on the screen and be like, look, see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. You have the Ten of Swords twice here? Ooh, geez Louise, Jingo, Django, Chingachong. Okay, so that's not. This came second, then those ones. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Okay. I'll get over it in like a hot second. I'm coming, Aries. I'm coming. So you've got the Hermit. You've got the Sun. You're taking the whole freaking Sun with you. It's your Hermit mode. Screw your damn lantern, darling. I've got something much better. Oh, Aries. Freaking love you, people. Okay. So, 4 of Cups. In reverse. Yeah, you can take that extra large, jumbo size, uber, ultra, mega, upsize, whatever the hell, cup of emotional BS. And, yeah, that's why, Aries. I did it. Bye, kids. This is not alcohol, by the way. It's not Kool-Aid either. It's just sparkling water with a tad of, like, cranberry juice and then something else. Pineapple? I can't remember. I grabbed one thing and then I grabbed, like, 2 more. So you're selling somebody's emotional cup to go F itself. But you've got the Ten of Swords in reverse here, which means you've completed a cycle by telling someone to take their emotional cup and shut it where the sun doesn't shine. Okay, fine. So you completed a cycle, and notice this gentleman right here. He's holding a sword in his hand, and this guy's either reaching out begging him not to, or yeah. So we don't know if this guy's going to put the final one in, or if he's coming to help this guy. Don't know. But because you completed that cycle, there's a Knight of Wands coming in with an important message really quickly. And if you see in the background, there's that girl standing in the back, and then this like fairy type spirit in this man's hands. And the fairy is giving a message, but it's from a distance over here. So it's almost like she's sending like a spirit guide, or he or she in the background is sending a spirit guide to this person with a hot message. Or maybe this is a spirit guide sending another spirit guide in with a hot message saying, thanks for completing the cycle. You're now enlightened. You've learned your lesson, and now we don't need to argue. We don't need to argue with old people, Aries. We don't need to argue with people who don't always see eye to eye with us. We can come to a place of enlightenment and wisdom and knowledge, which is what the owl represents here, and look it in the face and say, yeah, I see you. We're both human. We don't need to be like this to each other. That's freaking cool energy, Aries. This is what's going on with their subconscious? Really? Okay. Alright, we're just gonna pull an oracle card then. Oracle card for Aries. Oh, I suppose I should put that last one in. Oh. Oracle card for Aries. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, so that came out backwards, but that's the one I just read. So Aries, go back and listen to the one I just read for Sagittarius. So you get 2 oracle cards, not 8, 2. Okay, just one card for Aries. I know they can handle it. That's not the point. Tough little Martian. beast you are. Okay. So, 14 is your card, darling. Okay. I just had it. Oh. I reached for it, and then I was like, wait, no. Okay. 14. Interesting. The gift. Joy, joy, joy. Okay. So. Okay, I'm totally cool with this. Alright. The gift. If you have drawn this sigil, you are not clearly seeing the gift of this circumstance, just the drawback. You are clearly seeing how what happened or is happening is damaging you, but you can't see how it is helping, or even how it is exactly what is needed to get you to what you have always wanted. If an ant in South America were to dream of something that only existed in Africa, that ant would not see how to get there. Or even that Africa exists, that would be easy for you as a human to see, so you would get the ant to his ultimate desire by putting him on a plane. But the second you put that ant on a plane, he would feel as though you were abusing him and doing things against his best interests. He would feel as if he's losing everything in this scenario. You are the ant, and the universe is you. There is something of value, one gift or many, inherent in every experience, no matter how painful it is. When we throw the whole situation as negative, we are throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Look for the positives in your situation you were in or are in. Look for how it served you and gave to you instead of how it took away. If you have drawn this sigil, you aren't seeing the bigger picture. In the same way that an animal can't see the person who's setting it free from a trap is there to help it. You are not currently seeing that everything that happens is a puzzle piece in the big picture of what you truly want. And often the universe knows how to best get us there much better than we do. That's so true. If you use this shadow season to really reflect on all the past history, owie boo-boos, brought you to your knees, shook you to your core, there is always something to be learned. There is always a beautiful lesson to take out of every single solitary experience. Believe me when I say that silver linings will heal your soul. Silver linings are the only thing that has kept humanity going for this long, darling. So, as it would be, because I have a few minutes to chit-chat with you now, darling. So, as it would be, the universe is not, ooh, let's use this Tate fella. I don't recall his first name. I didn't even know he existed until I saw these random videos, and I asked my daughter, who the heck is Tate guy? And she explained to me who he was, and I'm like, what? So I looked it up, and I was like, so he listens to a lot of particular people in the world that have been doing this particular thing for thousands of years now. I mean, I think Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro are making a 3-episode series on the same dang topic. Mirage. The possession of human beings, male or female, because it's not always the females that get subjected to this. Sometimes it's the females that are doing the subjectifying. So this, once you understand that everything, all sides of everything can be toxic and backwards and whatever else, but the majority of the time it is definitely the male masculine energies get to take the cake on that. And that's how it's set up. Why is that? Because that's part of our regale. That's part of what laws rule the land. Okay, so if you understand that your regale, your binding spell, your religion is whatever happens to be the most dictated in your area is your law. That's what the laws are based off of. Is the binding spells of the land. So we here are bound to the Bible. Israel's bound to the Torah. The Middle East is bound to the Quran and its subtext. Okay, so you begin to see a pattern. If you've read these books, you begin to see a pattern of how those books play out, how the binding spells play out. And right now we're having a pushback on the planet, and all it is, you guys, is we're seeing the proof in the pudding. It's just a result. It's just results of what we've been doing for however long now. It's no different. It's no different. I'm like, how is he just causing a fuss all of a sudden? I mean, not to diss on rap, but like, that type of stuff has been popular for at least as long as I've been alive. So, what the heck? It's just a symptom. It's a symptom. Okay? It's like, canker sore in your mouth. Yeah, we've been dealing with it forever. So, like, what's the big deal now? What's the big deal? And what the heck are you going to do about it? Aries, my little fiery beast. That's how it works. We get shown what's actually happening because we're triggered by it. We're repulsed by it because we're not looking at the truth of the situation. Even though it's staring us right in the face. It's right here. You can't get on YouTube without seeing a video about it. It's right here in the face. But we're like, oh, that's disgusting. How despicable. That's society. I love you, Aries.